All right, we're here with Kentucky Wesleyan head football coach Brent Holsclaw. Coach, can you just briefly talk about last week against number 11 Ashland?
Yeah, like I said after the game on the radio show, my hat's off to those guys. I mean, they are really, really, really a sound football team. And we weren't on our A game either. So when you're playing those kind of opponents and you're not playing well, we'll find good things out of that game. But that's usually the end result. So big challenge this week. Make sure these guys' heads are on straight. We've got an opponent we played last year and an opponent we beat last year. So we've got to get ready for this long trip up to New York and stay focused and hopefully go up there and get a win and bring it back to campus.
Before talking about that game at Alfred State, can you just stay the Ashland game? Can you talk a little bit about Mike McGee and his play at quarterback for the first time?
DeMarcus Smith is out, and at this point he's day-to-day, so we really don't know where we're at this point. Other than we'll make a decision probably on Friday of what we're going to do at the quarterback spot. Mike is certainly a worthy backup, going to have a tremendous career here at Kentucky Wesleyan as long as he continues to progress. When you're trying to pick out the bright spots in a game like that last week, Mike was one of the, I thought, defining bright spots. DeMarcus had been our guy, and he went out with a concussion against Pembroke. So, Mike stepped up, and I thought, for the most part, the one good thing about last week, we never turned the ball over. So, that's a credit to Mike and the quarterback play and the leadership he provided in that huddle.
And, of course, this Saturday at Alfred State, team you beat last year. Just talk about the way you're preparing for that game.
Well, they're a scrappy group. They get after you. They hit you. They run to the football. They play a very tough schedule, very similar to us, and with their record, I'm sure they're just like us. They don't want their record to identify who they are and how they work day to day. We've had a very good week of practice, but they're a very good team. They've got good athletes. They've got a couple good receivers who can run. I think fundamentally, in terms of scheme, they are as good as we've played. And they tackle well. That's one thing we've noticed on film. In open spaces, they seem to do a pretty good job of tackling. So obviously, there's some concerns there, with the matchups that we'll present with them. But the bottom line is, we just got to go out and answer the bell. Our cards are stacked against us at this point. We got a lot to prove this week, and we got to be on a mission. We're getting on the bus. We got to go up there this weekend. We got to come back with a win. That's the bottom line.
On the defensive side of the ball, can you talk a little bit about a couple of the newcomers? Yes, James Todd and Ty Martin Mills. They're your top two in total tackles so far. Yeah,
they're going to be really good players here at Wesleyan. Again, they're young, they're freshmen, sophomore kind of guys. But I thought, in a game like it was last week, what hurt us was rush defense. I thought, there were several times where we loaded the box, played some man-to-man, and Ashland tried to throw over us, and our defensive backs did a great job defending the pass. What we didn't do a good job is stopping the run, because we'd be in the same looks and they'd still run the ball. What should be a stop, we were not well. We did not perform well at tackling, and our pursuit was bad. So we've got a lot to prove this week. We got a lot to prove. We're going up there we're on a mission. We're going to go up there, and our game plan is we're going up there to take care of business, and that's where we're at this point.
And lastly, just can you discuss, I guess, what's your main message so far to the team, especially after such a tough loss like last week?
Well, we really, like we talked about on Sunday after the game with the guys, we got to hit a reset button. We're not the only team in this situation. I think if you look at strength of schedule across the D2 landscape, ours would be a top 5, if not higher, in terms of strength of schedule. We've played 2 FCS opponents. We've played 4 opponents who at one point this year have been ranked in the top 15. And we have been competitive up until last week, minus the Northwestern game, and those are FCS opponents that are really good, and they're money games. But we have a nice football team, and we are headed in the right direction. We just got to get back to basics, and we got to hit the reset button. We got to get that energy and that fire we had back in August. And like I said, the guys have responded this week in practice. For a coach, that's where you're looking. Are they giving you the effort in practice? And man, we've really gotten after it. We got one more today before we leave, and it's a red zone practice. We'll see how that goes, and then we'll get on the bus and head north.
All right, Coach. Thank you for your time. Good luck Saturday.
Thank you, bud.